It is time for another Derby Prelude for you guys. Back next weekend from the Carroll County Fair. We are back here at the same location tonight for their Family Night Demolition Derby. And there's a lot of cars showing up. A lot of mini cars are going to be here because this is technically an only mini car derby for tonight. But for classes, we have a minivan, mini truck class, which as you see in the back over there, there is a Ranger that ran here last weekend. It is back. They are running a powder puff women's heat, which is a lot of these cars here for the powder puff is a basic build, and they are having a regular mini car derby. So we're going to take a walk around, see who's all here, what's showing up. There's a lot of cars here. Let's see who's all here, what's showing up. We got the Slim Mobile we saw, I believe, just last weekend. This is a very basic build. Keeps the dash in. The radio is still in this car. I bet he'll be jamming, pulling onto the track. Gas tank is underneath of the car. A lot of these cars still have the factory gas tank underneath the car. So a lot of these cars you guys will see just ran here last weekend, like this one here, ran last weekend. This Dakota just ran last weekend as well. Very bone stock. Got a car just pulled in. I believe this also ran last weekend. A lot of cars that are here now ran last weekend. A lot of women are here for that powder puff derby. I love to see that. A lot of women getting into this sport. It's awesome to see. You got to get more women and younger kids involved in this sport. You got to keep it alive.
That's a good one. 12. I got 5.
Get the Harbo Mobile. It ran last weekend. Here, folding up really well in the back. So it is back for more derby action. There's a few of these Camrys here, and here is one of them. A lot of these late 90s Camrys. There's an early 90s Camry that you guys are going to see here in a little bit as well. For this mini car powder puff division, there's, I want to say, at least 50 vehicles are here at the moment. If you guys were, I heard a lot of people asking me about car counts from last weekend. There was 175 total cars here, counting the circle track from last week. Here we got another mini car. Got bars on bars, gas tank protector. You got gussets to the rollover bar. Double battery setup. This guy is ready for a long night of demolition derby.
Actually, that's a girl.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Girls riding this. That's awesome.
No, it's a girl's
She's
night.
driving.
She's driving.
Driving it. That's
This
awesome.
class here is all girls.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Is this going to be girls as well as this guy? So both of these are going to be girls.
Those two over there.
And them are girls.
Yeah.
Because I know the guy ran that one last weekend.
Yeah.
And now the girls are going to run it tonight?
Yep.
Awesome, guys. Good luck, guys.
Yeah. And it's mother-in-law.
Awesome. So we can, because I seen the Taco Mobile ran last weekend. Now it's going to be the girl driving it tonight. That is awesome to see. So we've seen the guy in this car last weekend. Now the girl's going to drive it tonight, and we're going to see how she does. Plenty hard in the rear, folded up really well. Like I said, guys, there's a lot of girls here for this powder puff class. It's gonna be a good awesome class. I'm going to enjoy it. The track tonight is not as muddy as what it was last weekend. A lot of people were commenting on the videos how muddy that track was. It was terrible. And they didn't even scrape it until before the big cars tonight. Before they even got anyone in here, they started scraping the track, thankfully. It looks a lot better than what it did last week. There you go, bub. A real nice pointy on the front of this car. Still cars rolling in, guys. We got roughly 40 minutes until start time. This derby, like last weekend, probably won't start on time just because of how many cars are here. There's a lot of cars still showing up. They're not backed up to the interstate like it was last weekend. Last weekend was awful. Luckily, we're not backed up to the interstate like we was last weekend. And here's one of these Camrys I was telling you guys about. Awesome looking ride, and guess still underneath the car. Back end is creased. I know the people that are going to be riding and driving this thing, and this is going to be one to watch out for tonight, guys. If she gets crazy enough, this is going to be a car to watch out for. Well, we'll see. It's her first time in a car, so we're going to see how well these women do in this derby tonight. Here's a first time, I believe it's going to be a first time girl riding and driving in the circle track, which is awesome. And our circle track car rolling in. A lot of circle track cars are going to be here. T21 of the Tussies. He's going to be in a van and in a Mini tonight. Awesome to see what he does. He's also one of the regulars we've seen this year in Ohio. We've seen him last weekend here. Same car from last weekend. He's also going to be in a van tonight. Going to catch these guys back here. Don't want to miss everyone. And as you guys can still see, this is from last week. This whole entire pit area was swamped in mud, swamped in water. It was terrible. So we are probably going to catch these guys on the round trip as we're going to go around, and then we'll come back to this line in a little bit. Here's another Mini. View of these Minis ran last weekend. P13, we saw this guy run just last weekend here as well. Rear end pulling up perfect on this car, but this rear end is getting awfully close to the ground. Frame looks like it's ripped in half and folded up, but still folding really well in the back. Looking really tough.
It's pretty rough. Yeah. I could rate it again.
I said, guys, not as many cars as what last weekend was. So hopefully this derby's going to start somewhat close to 7:30. I mean, I'm going to highly doubt it. Hopefully we'll not be pulling E1 first class onto the track at like 10:30 at night. That was just a long night. I got home at like 5:30 in the morning from last weekend. So all these guys are for the circle track. Yep, more circle track guys. Yep.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I was here last Saturday.
I watched it. I shared it.
Another mini car rolling in. Looks like a Mitsubishi Eclipse from the trunk lid rolling in. That'll be cool to watch. Haven't seen very many Eclipses run. Probably less than. Not very common up around Indiana, but down here in Kentucky, I've seen a few Eclipses run when I came down here, so. Looks like it's gonna be a good night again for Demolition Derby. We got another van rolling in the back. There's a lot of minivans here for that derby. And we got a mini truck rolling in as well in the back. We're gonna see this head falls off during the derby. Same this many run last weekend. That V'd in the back bumper from a full track shot. Not hurt, it's back for more action. Catch the group of cars over here, and then we're going to hit that long line on the back, right next to the inspection line.
What am I doing over here?
Alright, we're going to hit this long line, and that will be it for our Prelude, guys. Last weekend's Prelude was 27 minutes. Right now we are only at 15. Not that many cars to cover as much as last weekend. There's still cars rolling in the back, guys, so you're not going to catch every single car when I do these Preludes, but I try to get as many as possible. I tried to start these Preludes relatively close to when drivers' meeting is going to be, just so as many cars as possible is here. This car we know ran last weekend. Look at the mud caked on it. Took some wicked looking door shots here. Still a lot of life left. Mini truck rolling in. Now we've seen in the back. This car ran last weekend as well. Now that car in the front of that trailer won first place in one of the mini car features, so he's back to defend a championship. This bumper is pushed into that radiator. So we're gonna see if that radiator can survive tonight and what this does. Another mini car, the Junior 14, it ran last weekend. It folded really well in the back. So I'm gonna guess all these are for the circle track based on these front bumpers. A lot of circle track cars will round through here. Now this car ran last weekend. It got pushed into the corner where I was filming at last weekend. Remember this car? And the whole entire, I believe it took the whole entire driver's side wheel and just laid it over.
Hey boss, where you put that video at?
YouTube, bub.
What's your channel?
Multi Demo 10, man. I filmed here last weekend.
Okay, that was you?
Yeah. This whole entire rear end is gone out of this car.
They knew. Look at my butt. I didn't think you did nothing over yet.
Right here we got the Beer 30. Car ran last weekend. It folded really well in the back, pushed them. This whole entire back end rolled it perfect. It's ready for another run. Got another circle track car. Looks like coming in. Got one of the Amish mobiles. The 706, this car ran here last weekend. This is funny. Duct tape the cardboard pointing on the front of this car. It'll get ripped off first hit. Another minivan. This is gonna be a good minivan mini truck class. I have a feeling a lot of vehicles are just now pulling in.
You got a go box?
A lot of guys are just now pulling in for that class.
Hey Josh, where's my radiator cap?
Over here they got the red, white, and blue minivan. I believe, I don't remember correctly, but this might have ran here last weekend. Not for sure, can't remember. Feel like I've seen this van somewhere. I might have ran here last weekend. we're gonna finally finish our Prelude. We got them on the way in. That might be it for the Prelude tonight, guys. It's gonna be another night of Demolition Derby here in Carrollton, Kentucky. It's gonna be a good night of Demolition Derby. There's plenty of variety for you guys to watch. We got minivan, mini truck class. We got a powder puff women's mini car heat. And we got a men's mini car heat. It's gonna be a good night. If you guys have not already subscribed to the channel and hit that post notification bell, you guys get notified when I do upload videos to the channel. And go over to Facebook and like us on Facebook. I share all the videos I upload to the Facebook page. You guys can share them with your friends. And make sure you guys come back for more Demolition Derby action, as we are not done for this year. We still got some events to come and film if they don't get canceled. There's been a few events that's gotten canceled on us. But next weekend, we're gonna be in the Washington County, Indiana Demolition Derby, but there's gonna be a new place for that derby, and you guys are gonna find out next week. It's gonna be the first for me filming and watching, so make sure you guys stay tuned. It's time for derby action here in Carrollton.